Hi everyone, I'm Jaime Jorge, CEO and co-founder of Codacy, and today I'm talking about what no one told you about operating in competitive markets. 90% of startups die. This year in particular, with everything that is around us, 40% of startups are in the red zone with 3 months of runway. More relevant for this talk today, almost 20% of startups will die outcompeted. And this is because there are markets that are very competitive and dynamic in nature. And these markets will share essentially three main traits. Number one is low barriers to entry. These markets will have a scaffolding of platforms and tools that companies can use to bring their products to market. This will essentially in time greatly reduce the innovation cycles, making sure that there's a wave of new tools coming to market that could also replace new and old companies alike. This is what's called competitive or creative destruction. Now, larger companies will also have to compete, and they will buy solutions, leading to a wave of consolidation. When you see these three forces happening, you're looking at a highly competitive and dynamic market. For this presentation today, we have 5 key insights of these competitive markets. Number one, marketplaces. Marketplaces have faced a fantastic strategy for a larger company to bring in value from the outside and show it to their customer portfolio. For a new company, especially a startup, it's a fantastic way to have distribution as well as access to larger portfolio customers. However, there's a hidden force here. The company will have a way and the option to choose the top performing companies in the marketplace and implement those solutions within the company structure, the larger company structure. This is a high incentive to vertically integrate solutions. So over time, you will not only be partnering with these larger companies, but also competing, which is a weird relationship. Number two, the market is consolidating, and that's a big force, but also there's plenty of opportunity to fragment. Let's take a look into the DevTools space. There's infrastructure, code hosting, GitHub, Bitbucket, and there's code analysis in which we're framed Codacy. There's tons of opportunity here to fragment because consolidation bets on having new companies to acquire. Now, however, you need to make sure that although there's opportunity, you have to create a competitive advantage. So you need to prefer to go deep in a vertical instead of going broad in a category that's easiest to copy. In the same example, you should prefer to go and create new value that you can defend instead of value that is closed, that people can copy, that your competitors, especially larger ones, can copy. Speed is table stakes. Previously, normal startup wisdom tells us that larger companies are slow, startups are fast. Not anymore in these markets. So larger companies actually start to behave as a collection of startups, and they have that speed going for them. However, what we find is that they continue to have what's called innovator's dilemma. They will have to choose between focusing on large offerings or on the current offerings that brings them revenue versus innovating and creating new value. And last but not least, what we find is that if you're not innovating, you're dying. I love this sentence. The company that needs a new machine tool and hasn't bought it yet is already paying for it. Within the context of the presentation that I'm giving you, the company that needs a new product and hasn't built it yet is preparing to die. This is why in Codacy, we're preparing to create a new product that we're bringing to market, following all the advice that I just told you, that will centralize the most important metrics of software engineering so that key engineering leaders will have the option and really the impact of impacting their business outcomes. So we're creating a single source of truth that will enable you to make fantastic engineering decisions. We're bringing Pulse to market in early Q1 2021. We'd love for you to be part of it. If this is a problem that you want to solve, we'd love to be a solution for you. So thank you so much. If you would love to have another conversation about this or dive deep into this topic, we'd love to have the conversation. Follow us on Twitter and have a fantastic Web Summit today.